Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. Before we get started, the shout outs goes to Marios Chrysomelis. He was the first to say first in one of my recent videos, and thus wins this shout out. So congratulations, Marios. What do I got for you today? This is the new MJX X708p version. Now, there was an MJX 708 previously that came out, but this is an upgrade to it in that it now includes an optical flow sensor in the belly here, and along with 720p FPV Wi-Fi FPV camera. Now, what's so special about the optical flow sensor? Well, that enables the quadcopter to hover like it has a GPS system close to the ground. What it does is it looks at the ground and uses what it's seeing on the ground to maintain its position, automatically maintain its position without you having to fly it. Now, that's pretty cool in itself. But now, in addition to that, we now have a 720p HD camera, FPV camera that you can view via your phone over 2.4 gigahertz. This is not a 5.8 gigahertz flyer, so most phones will be able to use it. Additionally, it records video directly to a micro SD card, so that eliminates the lag that you normally see with recorded Wi-Fi video. So that is a big advantage in itself right there. And it is powered by a little, very common, micro low-C LiPo battery. Okay, very similar to what you see on the CMAX 5C. So CMAX 5C batteries can work in this. There is no on-off switch, unfortunately, so you have the only way you turn it on and off is by plugging it in here. Now, it is controlled, this Wi-Fi flyer, via the MJX controller. Let's go over the buttons for it. This red button here, if you have a hard time binding the quadcopter, turn the quadcopter on, hold this button down and turn on the transmitter, and that will enter the transmitter into bind mode, and it will bind with the quadcopter. Once you get a bind with the quadcopter, you don't need to hold that red button down in future binds. Additionally, this red button, if you press it quickly, it unlocks the blades and puts them into idle. And if you want to lock the blades after landing, you hold it down for a few seconds. The button on left here is for turning the lights on and off, and if you hold it in for 2 seconds, it enters into headless mode. And the button on the right here is for changing the rates of the quadcopter from beginner, intermediate to expert rate for higher speed flying. And this button here does nothing. And these buttons here are just trim buttons, and this is your pitch or your throttle, yaw, pitch, and roll. So let's go for a flight of this thing and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. Okay, this is the MJX H app. Now, to take off, I am recording video. Let me hit record from video. I'm not recording video. Now I'm recording video. Okay, to take off, I have to press this red button here to start the motors. Quick press. And then to take off, I just give it some throttle. Let's see how its optical position flow hold it works. It seems to be working. Let's go up a bit higher. Let's turn it toward me. Get in the picture. Say, how do you like my shirt today, folks? Again, this is probably more for selfie flying, although you can turn the altitude hold off, if I believe, or not the altitude hold, the optical flow off. Let's fly over here. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Let's put it at the higher rate. And the first thing I want to test is, let's plop it here, not in the sun, but diagonally from the sun, but still so that you can see me. And let's go a little farther over, because what I want to do is I want to set it up high enough to see where this optical flow fails. Now, I do have a wind about 4 knots coming from my right shoulder, but let's take it up higher, going up, and see how the optical flow hold works. Okay, I am I'd say about 10 meters in the air, and it seems to be holding. Let me do a yaw. Oh, as soon as I give it a little bit of yaw, it starts to drift. Okay, so keep that in mind. When you're giving it yaw commands, it will drift. But let's plop it there again. Let's see if it regains position. It's holding its position again, directly overhead. So let's go a little bit higher and see where it fails. Going up higher. Higher, about 15 meters up, and it's still holding its position. That's pretty darn good. Oh, and there we go. Going a little bit higher, giving a little more throttle, and it's starting to drift. Okay, so right about there, somewhere between 10 to 15 meters is the maximum altitude that you can go with this while using optical flow position hold. Okay, let's bring it in closer. And I think I misspoke. I don't think you can turn off the optical flow on this particular quadcopter. I was thinking of another quadcopter. Going up a bit higher. Okay, let's stop the video there. And since this is supposed to be a selfie bird, let's see it take some pictures. I'm not hearing anything, but I am assuming it's taking pictures. Let's go up a bit higher. One more, smile. And one more. Okay, and go back to video. Start video again. Video is recording, waving to synchronize it, touching this, and now let's see how maneuverable this thing is. We are in intermediate rate. Going over there. Let's go to higher rate. That was beginner rate. This is intermediate rate. Becomes very fast. There's only two rates, beginner and intermediate. We are in intermediate right now. Let's try the funnels. Going upwind. This is its funnels. Okay, can we fly FPV with this?